Welcome to OAKFIELD Farm 19 for a short farm helper series with me, MrSealyp. It's a beautiful day here in Gloucestershire. Oh dearie me. Never mind. Well, it looks like they've finished off their harvest on the field over here. Now, I did say that I was going to head to OAKFIELD. This isn't going to be a full Let's Play, this is just going to be a few little jobs, kind of off the back of Marwell, bridging over into wherever I decide to go next. I have Jeremy in the back, which I'll drop off. We'll do, scroll that back a little bit, so we're going to come up and returning. Right here. I overshot that big time. Trying to hit my indicators as well. Yeah, so I said that when I came over to do the cows, to buy cows from OAKFIELD, that if they need any help, I'd come and help. They said yes please, so here I am. The weather's rubbish, so there won't be any harvesting. So I'm going to drop off Jeremy for the time being. I was initially thinking, oh no, there's not a cover for this trailer, he's going to get soaked, but then he's going to be out in the field in the rain anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Now, I have phoned ahead and they are fine for me to put him into the sheep field with the rest of them. So what we'll do is we'll just pull in here. Now, this is already an established farm. They've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm not here to manage the farm, I'm not here to do anything like that. I am simply here to do as I'm told. Whatever they want me to do, I'll do. Like I say, possibly a couple of episodes. It may end up just being one, we'll see, I don't know. They've got some nice toys to play with here as well. If you watch the crossover episode I did between Marwell and here, you'll know what I mean. They've got a nice big John Deere harvester. They've got they've got a Challenger, tractor Challenger. Where's that not working? Oh, there we go. Move. Yes, please. And confirm. Jeremy is in with the other sheep. Some was quick. Lightning. Right. Let's close that up. And find out what they want me to do. See if there's somewhere I can park up all my worldly possessions. My animal trailer and my little armour tractor. Actually, for the time being, what I'll do is I'll put it in... Actually, no, I won't. I'll take it and put it into here. Wipers, cool. Ooh. Between the cultivator and the seeder. Whoa, doesn't like that. That's better. Okay. What's that thunder? Doesn't touch anyone in. Coming out of the wet. Warmed up with a lovely cup of tea. And I know what I'm doing first. Not my ideal job in the world, I'll be honest. So there's the Challenger. That was towing... What was it towing when I was here before? Oh, there we go. It was the Aperion, it was towing that. And they were clearing the barley field. Now, they're on 341,000 now. When I was here, they were on 140, 130 something. I paid them 95 grand, I think it was, for the cows, not the sheep, the cows, and then the rest has been made up from, I think, the harvest, the big barley harvest, and that was over on field. Let's get the numbers wrong. 40? No, 15. How did I get that wrong? Have the field numbers changed since FS17? I could have sworn that was like field 40 or something. It wasn't 15, was it? Anyway, right. So, anyway, that's what was that. They were running those. Wool, they have got a mountain of the stuff, even more than when I was here last time. Double row, double stacked. Not those ones there. Some at the front as well. Plenty of wool to be getting on with. And where are we up to now? I've got to find it. It does help if you can remember where it was put, really. They did tell me at the farmhouse. Oh, there it is. Over by the silage pit. Right, so. Choice job. Choice job. I get to do some mucking out. Aren't I lucky? It's got to be done. So we'll head round. I think by looking down there the gate's already open, so they're obviously waiting for me. It's one of those, oh yeah, we've got a volunteer. Give him the, you know, the nasty job. It's not nasty, I'm using a wheel loader. It's not like I'm doing it with a shovel and a wheelbarrow, is it? Okay, there's a fair bit, isn't there? Now, this is the bit we always get wrong. I say we always get wrong. I always get wrong. Tip that forward till I just feel it lifting off the ground. And we should be okay. Let's lift that back. I'll see if there's any left on the floor. If there is, then I know I didn't have the bucket in the ground properly. Yep, there's some on the floor. Okay, well, lift that up so I don't hit the fence. They do have a huge amount here already. Let's get up there as far as I can. I really do need to get that bucket properly on the deck. Right. That seems better. Cow, what are you doing? It's one of those special cows. I think I've got everything off the floor this time. Excellent. So, where do I go from here? That's my big dilemma. I've had a lot of people suggesting various different maps and people guessing where they think I might be going. I want... no, I don't want to give it away. I've been holding out for a particular map. And there have been some great ones that have come out recently with Peterville, Pacific Northwest 19. I mean, there are some cracking ones that I've really liked the look of, and I've done the first look map tours and stuff and thought, oh, I like this. I don't want to do a map that I've kind of done before, like a style I've done before, you know. I know I'm on here and I've done Oakfield before, but I mean the style, not necessarily the map itself. Left it on the floor. No, we're good. Right. So yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not quite sure when it's going to come out, and that's the problem. I know I'm being cryptic, but I don't want to give the game away. That should be it. Took that on, and we should be good to go. Now, my next job is a bit more exciting, because I get to play with the big boys' toys. I said they had some cool stuff. They have, however, what I'm going to be using, they have leased. Because the Challenger doesn't have enough oomph for what they want to do. Actually turns out Field 15, where they were doing their harvest before, I made that... Let's turn that off. I made that silly comment saying, oh, I wonder who's going to have to plough that. Well, luckily I haven't got to plough it, but it does need cultivating. So they've leased another big bit of machinery. There you go, that's that much. Oh no, hang on, left the beacon on. Oops, right, beacon off. That's better. Yeah, I'm going to be using the very, very big cultivator, the Flexicoil, I think. I'm going to grab my tractor and we're going to head down. The cows have produced, I think they've got quite a bit of milk on hand actually. I haven't got to sell that at the moment, but how much have they got? 103,000 litres. Whoa, mama. That's a lot. That should reset itself in a bit. Sheep are looking great. They could probably do with some grass actually at some point. Pigs, oh, they're all in the orange. They're going to need feeding, but cleanliness looks alright. Chickens don't look too bad either. Right, tractor. I'm going to drive down. I'm not going to walk down the pouring rain. I'm not mad. And then once it's cultivated, it'll probably need seeding. But for the time being, now the other thing being, because it's raining, the ground's going to be quite boggy. Another reason why they've chosen this piece of equipment for me to use. It's bizarre, and you'll see when the next episode of Lipinki comes up. I've been playing this game, and I think I'll say it on that video already, because I have started to record an episode on there that I've been playing since the game came out in November, and I haven't had rain at all on any of the maps. On Lipinki, it started raining. I came over here, and it started raining. What are the odds? Anyway. So this is a big field, and the cultivator that the farm's got already is fairly small. I think I went that way, isn't it? Yeah, it's fairly small. I mean, compared to, you know, on a small field, it's not. It's a fair-sized cultivator. But for this field, you need something a little bit bigger. But the Challenger didn't have enough power to pull it, so they've leased another tracked vehicle. Hopefully that shouldn't get too bogged down. I was thinking possibly a twin wheel something or other. Here we go. And it's blocking the entrance. See what I mean? Big boys' toys. Look at that Flexicoil. It's massive. We've got a fence. Also tracked. The harvester's still here from the harvest. They obviously haven't done any more harvesting. Possibly if it's been raining constantly, that could be why. So what we got? A Fendt 1165 MT. That puts that at what, 646 horsepower, and that requires 500 or 550. Best way to find out is to check cultivators. Let's go right to the end. That requires 500. Okay, so we should have plenty to pull this. Let's give this a whirl. Like I say, it's a big field. Now I think the field does need ploughing if you're going to go for full ploughing state. All I've been told is cultivate, so that's what I'm doing. Oh, look at that. Let's drop it down. Cruise control on. And let's rock and roll. Now there has been talk, and I was watching, Daggerwin did a video recently, and it was it top 10 things people want to see in FS21. I know he's kind of ahead of the curve a little bit. He said let's get the ball rolling nice and early, and I think he's going to submit it to Giants. And I think he did the same thing when we were on 17 leading up to 19 came out, to see what people thought and what they wanted. With seasons on the cards at some point, one of the things people have mentioned, and he cited Mudrunner as being a kind of example of how it works. Now, as far as I'm aware, Focus Home Interactive they do Mudrunner, don't they? I'm sure they do. Saber, is it Saber Games? I've got the game, I should know. But yeah, people want dynamic mud. They want that mud, so if it rains it gets boggy and you might get bogged down in certain parts of the field. You know, we have those dips and puddles and stuff like that. I like that idea. I think that would be absolutely brilliant. And again, I think, thinking back now, way back on the first Let's Play, when I first started playing FS15, and I first came across Daggerwin's channel, and he was playing on Knaveswell Farm. I know I've probably mentioned this before on videos. And he did an episode where he went over to do a field, and he had to go through a little ford to get to the field, to do some field work, and one of his tractors got stuck. And unbeknownst to me, because he plays on PC, I was just watching thinking, oh, this is amazing, it's really cool, I've got this new game and I'm going to start playing it, and you know, this is what you can do. And he had to go and get a chain and another tractor and pull it out, and that's fantastic. And that was FS15. So I'm now thinking, we've gone through 17, we're now on 19. Something like that would be phenomenal, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. Dynamic mud. Now, as you can imagine, this is a rather large field. This is probably going to take me a fair amount of time. Now, I'm going to swing this right around. Now, I'm going to do something now. I hope it's going to work. I want to give a massive shout out to DJ Goham for this. It may have come from someone else first, I don't know, but that's where I saw it. A few people messaged me and said, have you seen this, have you done this? And I said, nope, haven't, don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know if it's going to work, but because it's a big field, there's a thing called fast farming that he's been doing. And I've got to make sure I do this right. If I lift it and drop it down. Now I'm playing on PS4, and as far as I'm aware, if I now hold L1 and double tap X, so it thinks it's going to fold it but then doesn't, and now I accelerate, it should go past the ploughing speed that allows, there we go, ploughing cultivating speed, and it will fast cultivate, so I can go way faster than I should be able to do. It's a little bit of a dodge, and you shouldn't really be doing it, and I'm probably putting this under way too much load, but you can do it if you wanted to. 646 horsepower, it's got enough grunt to pull this. But yeah, so like I say, we're going across the side of a hill at the moment. If we were coming down the hill, we'd be going much faster indeed. If I stop again now, just raise it up, lower it down and go normally, what's the most I can go at? 9. That's the normal cultivating speed. But yeah, like I say, DJ Goham, this is where I saw it, and I had a few people comment and say, you know, do you know about it? And at the time I didn't. Went over and watched his video, and you know, and it's not something I've done when I've been doing my Let's Plays. I just haven't done it. Now I don't know how many of you subscribe to DJ. It might be you've already seen this, but there might be people that subscribe to me and don't subscribe to DJ, in which case you've learnt something new. So it's just a simple case of if I want to reset. Now I don't know if you have to raise it and lower it, but raise it and lower it, and you're tricking it into thinking it's folded up when it's not. So if I press L1 and press X, which would be to fold it, but I'm going to double tap it, you see it move very, very, very slightly. Then off I go again, and I'll go past 9 and keep going. And there you go. Don't tell them up at the farm, they're not going to be very happy with that. So there you go. Just a little something. If you want to get done a bit quicker. I thought I'd give it a go. I tried it on a small cultivator on my test Mac. And normally I wouldn't do it, but I just thought, size of this field, I need every advantage I can get, in all honesty. Otherwise I'm going to be out here in the pouring rain for hours and hours and hours. So anyway, there you go, just so you can do it. Raise it, lower it, I'll go back to normal. What I think I'll do is do a big loop round now. Try and make sure I stay right on the edge. Trying to use a piece of equipment this big from in-cab. Now that's something a bit more tricky. Got to try and keep that outer wheel kind of on the inside, but that's not that easy to do. Anywho, I'll probably go back to out of cab actually. That's why I need GPS. Look, we've got the little screen. So yeah, I guess mucking out and doing this massive field just kind of a hazing ritual, is it? The other workers don't you remember? I ran this farm. Not anymore. That was a long time ago. I don't realise how steep this is until you get a view like that. Whoa. Why slipping? There you go, the ground's wet. The ground is wet, people. I am stuck. Plot pine off, Jim. It's not the plot pine. It's just the hill, isn't it? Let me try and go this way. I'll have to tackle it another way. So let me go across. Okay. Let's come back down that way, I think. Whoa, we are sliding. Cruise control back on. Come on, keep going. So we're on the last strip. Finally, we got there. What I've got to do next over the radio. Where is the radio? Somewhere. We have got to go and get a seed tender. We're going to start seeding, but probably when the rain stops. But we do need a seed tender. So we're going to go to the store and pick one up. That's what I've been instructed to do. Oh, that's a bit wider. If I stick to the middle, we should be okay. Yeah, no problem at all. Big boys' toys. Can't beat them. There we go. Lift that. Fold it. Let's get this off the field. Cool. This, I'm assuming, will be collected. Oh, this rain. It's, you know, it's great at first and you think, oh, it's raining, fantastic, haven't had rain. And then after a while, when you're cultivating backwards and forwards, the constant noise. Off to the store we go. Can't see the traffic. Right that way. Ooh, just about. I'm at the store, and this is what I was talking about, the Horsch Seed Tender 10T. This is part of the Horsch aggravation pack that came out, but it's been combined with the Flegel Dolly. Now, a couple of people mentioned this to me and said it works. If you were one of those people, I doff my cap in your direction. Very, very cool idea, and here is for why. If we go to Auger Wagons and scroll across till we get to the Seed Tender 10T, 21,200. In essence, what that is the trailer bed and then the seed tender that goes on the back of it. The problem is with this, it's a front swivel axle. That front jockey wheel swivels, so it can be a bit of a pain for manoeuvring about and that kind of thing. Now you can take these off, so you detach it, the seed tender comes off, and what a lot of people do is put them on to something with a fifth wheel. So things like the Tatra Phoenix or the TGS, or I think it'll even go onto the back of the D754, because they've all got a fifth wheel, it will go on. And somebody said, well, what's much easier and much, much cheaper is if you get a Flegel dolly. Now this one is by Chris Joe, it's a twin axle dolly, and this is obviously under dollies. I think I've got the standard in-game one, which is a single axle. I've got the Toll D14 that goes with the trailer pack, and then this one. Because it's double axle, it gives you a wider base for it to sit on properly, and it works. I mean, at the end of the day, it's on there and does what it should do. I like that. It's a brilliant combination. So what we're going to do now is we've got to take this to the farm, and down the bottom of the hill we should have, I think, I did put them in, didn't I? Seed purchase point and fertiliser. To be fair, we could probably get them from the store here. I'm going to go a slightly different way. This is a route I took, oh blimey, when I was on, let me think, it's a bit hesitant as well. Nice, because we're going quite slow. This is a route I used to take when I was playing on FS17. I say it's a shortcut, it depends obviously where you are, but we ever get up the hill. Probably would have actually worked out quicker going the other way, but not to worry. What's interesting is on this version of the game, a lot of the gates, not all of the gates, but a lot of the gates between fields have been removed. So it actually makes this a little bit easier. This is actually going out of my way. Now if I bung a left this field up here, that's better. So I'm slow down a little bit. That can go off, that can go off. Don't need those on now, I'm on the field. Now it may well be that we'll actually have to do seeding in the next episode. I don't know. We'll see how we get on. Should be a gap in the fence or the hedge in a minute, which takes us into that next field, which takes us down the hill to Coberley. Now actually probably would have been quicker if I'd gone out to the main road, driven along and back, but just in case you're unaware. The sun seems to be trying to come out. The sky is brightening, however, top right hand corner is still showing rain. It doesn't show the sun symbol. Normally if the sun comes up next to it, it means that's the weather it's going to be moving into. At the moment, nothing. So even though it seems fairly bright in the sky, I don't think it's going to. So, coming up in a minute, we should have... Now there used to be a gate here, which there isn't anymore. So we'll turn down here. Into the back of Coberley. There's a bump down here, isn't there? I need to be a little bit careful. Here we go. Out into Coberley. Straight right. Right again. Past the church. And we're into the back of the farm. Along the bumpy old track. So on the left in the field that's coming up, we've got a silo, like a forage silo. And to the right, we've got, there we go, seed and fertiliser refill, nice. So one side, we should be able to go seeds. Let's fill that side up with seed. It should give us 5,000 litres of each. Now we could go both sides seed, both sides fertiliser, but I think we're going to go half and half. Although without a cover on this and the pouring rain, those seeds are going to be getting sodden. So now we should go fertiliser. There we go. Now the seeder itself will also get filled up, but it does mean on a massive field like field 15 we have got the ability to refill, and we can come back with some forwards with this if we need to. So that's the seed tender sorted. What we'll do is we'll grab the planter seeder. I think I might need to, actually, what I'm going to do, let's back this under the cover in here with the armour tracks still attached. I think we'll grab the New Holland, because that's got a bit more grunt to pull. I don't know if it's got enough power to actually seed the seeder. Possibly. Which one is it? T7, isn't it? 315. So what's that? 313 horsepower? We'll grab the seeder. We'll fill that up as well. Actually, I don't even know what seed they want put in that field. No idea. It's this one here, isn't it? Yes, it is. There we go. it Horse Pronto 9, isn't it? It is, it's set on wheat at the moment, but actually let's have a look. What does that require? I'm not sure. My mind's gone blank. That is that one there, isn't it? Yeah, 270. Okay, so we've got enough horsepower. Field 15 is a little bit hilly in places. Just thinking whether or not this New Holland might need to have... Can you put twins on this? It's going to be kind of boggy ground, isn't it? Right. They must have twins for this in storage. Customise. Oh, there you go. Twins. That will do, won't it? It's not my money I'm spending. It's their money. Now, to be fair, you wouldn't be seeding in the pouring rain. The ground's just way too boggy. Everything would get clogged up. So what I might well do is just fill it up, and then we'll I say we'll wait for the rain to stop. Depends when that is. So let's fill this up. That'll be another job done. See what comes after that. Let's get the cover open. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to want to put in there. Oh, this always goes top heavy on fertilisers, isn't it? Oh, that's not too bad. So we know we're going to get at least one full refill out of the seed tender. As far as fertiliser goes, we'll get 2 and a bit refills. Okay, right, well, I think... Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait for the weather, aren't we? Then what I also need to do is bring the harvester back, but that's going to be a little bit tricky because it's quite a narrow lane. But we can give that a go. At least this is ready to go whenever it's needed. Oh, cover. Okay, let's go and grab that harvester and bring that back. Greenhouse is looking good. Came through the gap in the hedge. There's a little gap a little bit further along there. This has got the twins on the front, hasn't it? I think we definitely need beacons on. It is fascinating actually with the rain, seeing how all the different wipers work on the different vehicles. Right. This is wide. We are bouncing along the verge, and I think I have to move over a bit, aren't I? Yep. It's not far to go, but whilst it looks really cool with wides on, or with twins on, it could probably do with I'm going down here. Yeah, just wides maybe. Right, let's swing that in now. This is where it gets even narrower. Indicators off. No, that was lights. Whoops. That's indicators. I'm assuming the trailer is still back there. Can't really see in those. The harvester takes up all the view. Oh well. If it's not back there, I can always go back for it with the tractor, can't I? Who says you can't use big combines in narrow lanes? As long as we don't meet anything coming the other way, we'll be absolutely fine. So as far as farm helper jobs go, I've done a little bit, helped out. Possibly next episode then we might get some seeding done for them. Pigs I think need feeding and looking after. Maybe we'll do a bit of pig feeding. Ah, will I get through this gate? The harvester came out, so it must go back in again. Whoa, slow down. We'll soon see, won't we? Yep. This is tight. Okie dokie. Right, I'm going to go and take the header. We'll put it up by the silage, up by the silage bunker. And with that, we've come to the end of this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.